So hey everyone, I hope all of you guys are staying safe and doing really good. So today we are going to study about a very nice service that I always love to talk about. This is AWS Cloud 9. So we will first go through this service as a brief history of how it evolved over the years and what this service is all about. And then we will take a look at some of its benefits, some of its features, and then what's the pricing in regards to AWS Cloud 9. And finally, we will go through the console and then I'll show you as to how to create a Cloud 9 instance. So Cloud9, according to me, is nothing but an IDE, an integrated development environment. You can use it in order to code in any programming language that you would like. So it provides you like a development like environment. So let's say for example that you have a laptop, but in this laptop you have only 2 GB of RAM, and then you are not interested in order to install really heavyweight IDE environments like Android Studio, or let's say for example you're going to use Java coding and you want to install IntelliJ or Eclipse or Spring Tool Suite. So these things take up a lot of memory space on your laptop, and it's pretty cumbersome is what I would say. So instead of that, if suppose let's imagine that you just get a browser, and in this browser you start coding. How amazing would that be? So that's all there is to AWS Cloud 9. It's a development environment. In fact, it's an integrated development environment, or called as an IDE, very similar to what you would see in the market in regards to Eclipse, Spring Tool Suite, or IntelliJ, or even NetBeans. It allows you to code in at least 40 different programming languages. So let's get started understanding this service. So it was founded in 2010 and it was based in San Francisco and Amsterdam. Cloud9 IDE was a privately held company. So it's an online IDE. It supports multiple different programming languages like C, C++, PHP, Ruby, Perl, Python, JavaScript, Node.js, Golang. It is written mostly entirely in JavaScript and it uses Node.js as the backend. So Cloud9 was later acquired in July 2016 and became a part of Amazon Web Services as one of the services on the platform. It has a miniature version which is used in AWS Lambda. It can also be integrated with AWS CodeStar, which you can in fact use in order to start coding and then do all of your deployments from the IDE itself by using the AWS Code Suite related services, which are part of the DevOps related services. So Cloud9, it's a cloud-based integrated development environment that lets you write, run, and debug your code with just a browser. So you don't need to have any kind of heavyweight software that is installed onto your laptop. Just a basic laptop would be more than enough for you to get started with AWS Cloud9, provided you have a decent internet connectivity. So it includes a code editor, a terminal, as well as a debugger. So it comes pre-packaged with essential tools with most popular programming languages, including JavaScript, Python, PHP, and so much more. So you don't need to install any files and configure your environment in order to get started with any new projects that you're going to do, because most of it is already pre-installed. And Cloud9 also integrates with CodeStar, providing you the tools that you need to successfully deploy your applications to AWS. So you can integrate Cloud9 as your IDE to AWS CodeStar. So if you haven't seen the CodeStar lecture, you can always take a look at it in the DevOps section of the course. So it's a really good service where you'll be able to integrate with Jira and other AWS services like Code Commit, Code Build, Code Deploy in order to visualize all of your entire pipelines in CodeStar. Even Cloud9 integrates over there, wherein you will be able to launch your Cloud9 instance from CodeStar and do all of your deployments and take a look at your code. So some of the benefits are you just code with a browser. So you don't need to have any kind of installation like JDK or let's say Eclipse or NetBeans installed onto your laptop. You can directly start using Cloud9. Again, it's built on a per hour basis. You can code together in real time is in the sense that you can start working with your friends or your developers in your team, and you can always chat with them in real time and also debug any issues along with them. So they see all of your code in real time, so they also open up the same instance, you also connect to the same instance. So in that way, that's a really good advantage. And all of the code is being stored in AWS. So therefore, you don't have to worry about your code being stored on your local laptop, or let's say, for example, that the code works in your system, but it doesn't work in another person's system. Those kinds of, problems are being solved through using AWS Cloud9. So you can build serverless applications with ease because it has a very nice integration with Lambda functions. So you can test and debug all of your Lambda functions while you run them. And whenever you go into the Lambda console, whatever you see over there is a miniature version of AWS Cloud9. And you can always start projects quickly because you don't need to install any kind of special software onto your system in order to start it. So it already comes pre-built with a lot of different programming languages, and even the tools that you require in order to run these programming languages or test these languages. So therefore, I mean, it bootstraps a project really quickly for you to get started. And the pricing in regards to Cloud9 is that you pay only for what you use. There is no minimum fee, there is no upfront commitment. You are charged on the normal AWS rates on a per hour basis that you use within your Cloud9 environment. So let's now move to the console and let's take a look at how Cloud9 works and how would you create a Cloud9 instance. So right now I've already logged into the AWS management console and I've logged in as the root user. The way that you would find Cloud9 in 4 ways. You can either search for Cloud9 over here. You can find it under all services, but there is a huge list of services. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on services on top and I can just type 9 and you will end up with Cloud9. So click on Cloud9. So this is the landing screen of Cloud9. So you have to create a new environment for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create environment, but you can always take a look at these documentations over here, which helps you get started with AWS Cloud9. So let's click on create environment. I'm just going to give the name for the environment as sample env. Click on next step. So over here, it's asking you whether you already have an EC2 instance that you would like to use as a remote server as an SSH session, or would you like to create a brand new EC2 instance for yourself? So I'm going to go ahead and use a brand new instance for myself. I'm not going to connect to anything over SSH connection. And the instance type that I'm going to go with right now is it's under the free tier eligible criteria. So I'm going to go with T2 micro and later destroy this instance. But if you would like to go with a more powerful instance, you can always go ahead and choose M5 large, but then you can choose other instance type and go all the way up to really big instances like M5 8x large or 12x large and so on, which comes with a lot of computing capacity. But for right now under the free tier, we are going to go with T2 micro. The platform that we are going to choose is Amazon Linux, but it also supports Ubuntu 18.04. But we are always familiar with Amazon Linux throughout our entire course, so we're going to go with that. And there is a very nice cost saving setting over here wherein it says that after 30 minutes, you can go ahead and sleep your instance, or after 1 hour, you can sleep your instance, or you can specify never. Which means, let's say, for example, that if you have 1 hour of inactivity, it's going to sleep your instance. You're not going to be charged for the instance during the time that it's, uh, it's sleeping, right? So, but if you choose never, that means it will always be running. And you can see that there is an IAM role that is associated with the Cloud9 instance, which is created by AWS themselves, because this allows Cloud9 as a service to go ahead and create EC2 instance, store the code in S3 and so on. And under the network settings, you can choose to keep this Cloud9 instance private in a private subnet void of internet access. But right now we are going to have it in the default VPC where we will have internet access into our Cloud9 instance. And click on next step. And you can go ahead and click on create environment. So let's just wait for some time until the environment is ready. So it's a very nice integrated development environment. You can see on the right side over here, if you guys are able to see, that's the Lambda integration. Let me just zoom in over here. This is where you see the Lambda integration into Cloud9 environment. Zoom out. So let's wait for some time until an EC2 instance is created for you in the background. So if you would like to take a look at that, you can always go to aws.amazon.com and you can go to sign in to the console and you can take a look at EC2 over here. So you can see over here we have one running instance. And you can see over here that it's the AWS Cloud9 instance, which is a T2 micro instance for a sample environment that is running. It's right now in the initializing status. So let's take a look at over here. In a few minutes after the initializing status has completed, we should be able to get started. Okay, amazing. It's ready right now. We are getting started with this. So the way that you would traverse through this is you have the terminal on the bottom. So you can write all of your Linux commands over here. So you do have a readme.md file. You can do all of your git commands. I hope git should already be there. So let's see git ---- version. Okay, so git is already there. Let's see AWS ---- version. Amazing. So it already has the AWS CLI pre-built and installed. So these are most of the tools that a developer would generally like to work with, and most of these are already pre-installed for us. You can always go ahead and create a brand new project over here. You can go ahead and traverse through all of these settings and see how it is. You can also click on the run in order to see this application on the browser. Whatever application you run through the CLI, you'll be able to see it on the browser. So that is pretty cool, right? You can always go ahead and install any specific Linux based commands that you would like in order to install any lightweight web server like HTTPD or Nginx web server or something like that. So this is a very nice IDE. So I'm not going to do any code right now because this is not inclined towards the coding side of things in terms of the lecture aspects. But later I'll have one lecture wherein I show you how to code in Cloud9 IDE and how do you run your applications from here and all that. Okay. So thanks a lot guys for attending this session. I hope you got an idea about how Cloud9 works and how do you create your own environment. So I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Stay safe and take care and have a great day.